today's video, we're going to be going over one of the most iconic tricks of my career that led to my first ever magazine cover. And I'm also going to show you a bunch of different tricks that I also did in the same video. So let's get straight into it. So welcome back to another video where we take a look back on some of the craziest moments in my BMX career. This time around, we're going all the way back to 2006, and we're going to be watching clips of myself riding from a video that I did. In this video, I was so proud to be a part of. Like, I got the call and I was so amped up because at the time, Props BMX literally shaped my life in BMX and shaped pretty much every kid around the country, around the world's life in BMX, because they were the ones that were going out there filming all the big events, filming all the big competitions, doing bios about the riders, and they were making videos, shipping them to so many BMX riders around the country. And that's the thing that kept us all interlocked, and that was like our way to be able to see BMX, what's happening around the country. I lived in New Jersey. Like, there was a whole scene in California that I would have had no idea was going down if it wasn't for Props making that a possibility. So when I got the call to be a part of a Props Road Fools, I got so amped up. And the video that we're going to be checking out today actually has that Abubaca front flip that I showed you earlier in this video. We're going to be building up to that part. I'm going to tell you the story about how it all came to happen. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. So right now we are going to start the first rock and roll tour that I did. They did two of them. I did both of them. I was lucky enough to be a part of it. And this first one we're going to be watching today is all my clips throughout that video. I highly suggest, if any of you haven't seen this video, the link is in the description for Props BMX, and you guys can go and get yourself this video. You guys can get all their videos. They have like a box set that you can get at an amazing deal. This video itself has some of the craziest riding from start to finish, and it's so long, it's super interesting, and I am super psyched to be part of it. And these are my clips right now, so let's get this video rolling. Props Visual presents the Props Road Fools Rock and Roll BMX Tour. Now, what was so awesome about this and different from the rest of them was they actually combined BMX riders and also bands. So here's the list right here. I mean, there's so many amazing different kind of riders on here, and you'll see there's a couple familiar faces that I'll show you in this introduction part of this video as well. But it was really awesome having Steve Crandall and Catfish as the host. The roadies were super cool. They were all BMX guys as well. But you can see the Snake Trap, Grayscale, and This Bike is a Pipe Bomb were the bands that were traveling along with us. So it was really cool because we would go to these skate parks and they would set up and they would do a set there, and it was just a really cool vibe, and it was something completely different, and I was just so excited to be a part of it. So right here is all the BMX riders that were riding and a couple of the roadies in between. And you can see me wearing that white shirt right there. I was only 19 years old at the time, and here's some familiar faces. Ryan Nyquist, Morgan Wade, Chris Doyle. It was awesome. But here's my intro.
My name's Scotty Cranmer. I'm 19 years old from Jackson, New Jersey.
Scotty Cranmer is a whiz kid.
Double tail, tail tap, tail whip in somehow. 360 tail whip drop-ins and small bangs.
What do you want me to tail whip and how many times?
My first Road Fools trip. I'm really excited. It's gonna be cool.
So watching that intro gets me pretty amped up. Like, just hearing all the riders that I looked up to like talk about me, it's the coolest thing. It really is. Like, here I am nearly 20 years after this video came out, and like I still feel like that kid that was watching the videos of these riders. I don't look at myself as like a fellow rider to them. I still look at myself as like the kid that like grew up like looking up to those guys. So that was really, really cool. But one thing I want to talk about is my appearance straight away. Like, I'm looking like a bit of a mess here. If we go back and I show you this clip of me talking, you could see my teeth were all messed up. I ended up knocking my teeth out like a couple months before that. I had like a brace that was like on the front of my teeth, but it wasn't like a professional looking brace. It was like, it looked like a paper clip that was like glued to my teeth. It was super sketchy. It was holding my teeth in, and it was rough. It really was. So looking back at this, like, I remember what I felt at that time. Like, I was super insecure about it, but also one of the craziest things about it was the way it affected my riding throughout this video. You're gonna see in this video, I did nothing but tech riding. There was no crazy big airs, no box jump tricks, nothing like death-defying. It was all super technical, and it's because I ended up knocking my teeth out doing this clip right here. You guys have all seen this before. When I did the double backflip and I landed on my face, I was over it at that point. I did not want to do crazy big tricks. I just wanted to take a break from that and I started putting all my focus into doing technical stuff. And you're going to see a lot of tail whips right now, like a ridiculous amount of tail whips, like too many tail whips to be honest with you. But in that time frame, like it was like a new thing that people were putting tail whips into technical tricks, and I was just trying to put them in as many times as possible. And man, I played it out big time, to me at least. I know at the time it was probably groundbreaking for a lot of people to see it, but when I look back at it right now, I'm like, dude, that was too much. Like I wish I would have showed the rest of my riding, because I know I was capable of so much more. But we're gonna roll into it right now, and I'm going to stop when I see a couple of awesome tricks, like stuff that stands out to me. But yeah, it was actually a pretty slow start. I remember like I didn't really get many clips at the first skate park we went to, which was Four Seasons. It was awesome meeting a bunch of fans like around the country that I would have never met before if we weren't traveling. That was kind of cool. It was like a barrel roll. Like I wanted to do more barrel rolls and underflips at the time, so you can see I'm going super low and like carving over, not going high at all over it, but pretty crazy looking thing. But I kind of fishtailed a lot. So you can see I'm already starting with the tail ups, 360 whip, tail tap to ice, pick to 270. This is foot jam into disaster 180, and guess what? Another tail whip. I'm gonna be saying that a lot, but double tail to tail tap, like a 360 tail tap to tail whip in. This is kind of cool. It's different at least. Double tire ride across a double coping spine to fakie to, what do you know, a tail whip. But at this time I was also like perfecting my flares. I was doing them on a lot of low quarter pipes. You'll see that throughout this video. But here's another variation, doing tail whips in. And this is really cool right here. So we're gonna roll that one back and check that one out. This is a 360 tail whip drop in. And like at the time, nobody was doing this at all, especially with like no run up and rotating that thing around. Like that is a really cool trick, and I am super proud to have that in this video. So here we go, double tail up to tail tap to ice pick to fakie. Not a tail, very surprising. Back on that drop in, we'll rewind this one too. This is a 360 whip tap to tail whip drop in on that little bank, which is cool. Here's something that stands out for sure. It's a hand plant up to the top deck. Now this was actually in Nashville, Tennessee, I believe. I think it was called 6th Avenue Skate Park. Yeah, it was just something different. I'm glad it didn't have a tail whip in it, but I guess I'll stop it real quick to be able to quickly break down what you guys are about to see. We showed up to Little Rock, Arkansas, and I was in a bad way. I had really bad allergies at this time. Like right now, I really don't have many allergies at all. I haven't had them for like the last at least 7 years, maybe like 8 years, around there. Like my allergies just kind of stopped, but they were so bad when I was younger. And I remember being on this trip and my head was just clogged out, my eyes were watering, my nose was running, and I wasn't even going to ride this night. I was just gonna wait it out inside the van, and the guys are all getting excited to go street riding, and I see them all getting amped up, and I was like, screw it. I just got my stuff on and I went out for this ride, and I am so glad I did, because it leads to this trick. But right now I'm just gonna play the clip and I'm gonna have Catfish explain it, and we will stop it when all's said and done. I'll tell you a little bit about it.
We're out riding and Scotty sees this wall. He says he needs some wood. We found some wood. We made a sketchy New Jersey ramp. Scotty jumped up, tail tap to front flip in. I don't know what else needs to be said. My favorite part where there were two local dudes.
You just thought he was gonna tail tap?
I was like, yeah, you got some pretty big bike riders in your town. And the kids are like, yeah, we just saw Steve Crandall.
I'm so psyched that he has that part in there about Steve Crandall. Like, everybody loves Steve Crandall, and especially me. Even though Steve wasn't the best bike rider out there, but he was having the most fun, and that went through the videos, all the props videos, and like, we just wanted to be around Steve. We wanted to hang out with that guy, and like meeting him when I was a kid, like it was exactly what I expected. The dude is just a good time, and he loves BMX, so I am super happy that that clip is attached to my Abubaca front flip. But right now we're gonna go back and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this tail tap front flip. So recently, right before this, the front flip like drop in became a thing. Craig Mass like started doing them into a resi, and I remember straight away I was like, I need to get on this. So I remember I was at Woodward, I happened to go there, I ended up doing like one into a foam pit, and then I did this clip, and this is me pleading out to any of you guys. If you guys know where this clip is, I know it exists. I think it's on like a Shine video or something. So I don't know if any of you remember off the top of your head or not, but I did a bar spin to manual across a half pipe, and then out of the manual I did a front flip drop in into a bank. If you guys know where this clip is, I would love to see this clip. Please comment below or send it to me or my brother on Instagram. I would love to find this clip. So if any of you know where it is, if you guys know what video it is, at least please put it in the comments. I would love to find this video and find this clip for you guys. But back to it. But as soon as we rolled up to this spot that was right next to the river, I saw it and I was like, this is it. This is where it's going to happen. Like, I knew it straight away. So, like, I talked to the guys. I told them what my game plan was. And I kind of, like, was saying, man, I wish I had stuff. And they were just, like, before I even finished what I was saying, they were out there sourcing things out. They found some junk, like, on the side of the road. And they had a ramp built for me in no time. So, the pressure was on at that point. But as you can see, when the ramp was all said and done, I went to go do it for the first time. And I didn't get the rotation. I got around to my feet and then, like, went to my butt. But I ended up getting my feet right into the grass, and what ended up happening at the time was the grass was like pretty wet, so my shoes were soaked. So I ended up taking the shoes from the filmer, which was Walter Perringer, but when I actually landed the trick, I did it in Walter Perringer's Vans because they were dry at the time, so that was pretty crazy. But when I look back at this and I see this clip, and if I sit there and rewatch it over and over again, like, oh my goodness, it blows my mind. I wasn't even supposed to be on the bike that night, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to get that clip, which people, like, I mean, they couldn't believe it when they saw it. Like, everybody was just completely mind blown when they saw that clip. But the thing is, it also led to my first ever Ride BMX cover, and I'm just so proud of this one. I really am. Like, it's perfect. It's exactly how I see myself as a BMX rider, like doing something weird, doing something progressive that nobody else was doing at the time. And, you know, I did it my own way. I did it on something that nobody would look at and be like, oh yeah, tire tap the front flip makes sense on that. But I am super proud of this. And like, I have this one that's in a plastic cover right here. I have a few other ones as well. And like, this is like one of my prized possessions. I am super proud of this one and super grateful for the opportunity, especially being in front of like all the other pro riders. They were all so pumped for me as well. So we're going to actually continue on. There's actually a few more clips of this video I'm going to show you, and another one stands out to me big time as well. So we'll keep things rolling right now. I think I'm going to slow that one down. I know it's another tail whip, which you guys are probably sick of seeing. I don't blame you, but this one was different because it was a one-handed tail whip to seat grab to tail tap. And then I went to ice pick straight away to fakie. I don't think I tail whipped out of that one, surprisingly. But there's a bar spin to tail tap to, what do you know, another tail whip in. There's a double tail up across that little box jump, bar spin to foot jam, and then a little flare on that quarter, which is pretty cool. This one right here, I have mixed feelings about. It's a really technical trick, but it's just too much. I mean, at the time, like, I was so proud of it, but a double tail to tail tap, land, go to foot jam whip, back to tail tap, to tail whip in. Like, is it impressive bike control? Absolutely. Is it too much? Absolutely. But at the time, it was just like in that mode of like, let's just do as crazy stuff as possible. Like, and yeah, it is what it is. It's not like I'm not proud of it, but like, as I'm older now, like, I look at this video and I'm like, geez, that was just overkill. But at the same time, I was kind of scared riding my bike. And a lot of these clips, if you look at every one of these clips, they were all pretty much in half pipes. Every single one of them were in half pipes. We would go to all these skate parks that had all these crazy setups, but I was just so nervous. I like lost like so much confidence in myself, in my riding at the time. After I ended up knocking my teeth out, I just went to something that was as simple as possible, which was just riding half pipes. So it was just predictable, it was easy, it was safe, and I was just out there just trying to push myself in BMX. So right now I'm going to show you the outro of this video, and at the end of it there's a clip that gets snuck in there that I'm going to stop and replay a couple of times for you because I am really proud of this one as well. So yeah, let's check it out.
See all the bands, you know. I haven't been around anything like that.
At 19 years old, one of the youngest guys on this trip. Probably one of the most talented bike riders.
And that's it, man. That's all I got.
But this next clip is the one I wanted to show you right here. You can see this is a wall ride to tail whip on flat ground. Like, literally on flat ground, and nobody at the time has ever done that before. And it was just one of those road fools moments where all the energy, all the people, all the vibes of having all of these amazing BMX riders together, you just feed off of that energy. And I, for some reason, had this in my head. I did a couple wall rides on it, and I just felt like I could just pop a tail up out of it. And like, that was something I was super proud of. Like, I know it's gonna get shadowed big time when I'm doing a front flip off of a tire tap on a wall, but like this trick, like no one at the time was doing that. So I was super proud to get it there on the Road Fools in front of all the riders. And as you can see right there, you have Lee Ramsdale playing the guitar and Catfish was sitting next to him. And I remember when I landed this trick, they were playing a song, and if the song was like, it's a legit wall ride to whip, it's a legit wall ride to whip, Scotty Cranmer, Scotty Cranmer, Scotty Cranmer, like it just kept on repeating like that. It was hilarious. Like, I remember laughing so hard. I wish that clip like was on there of them playing that song. It was a good song. It was really catchy, and I'm surprised it didn't chart. But yeah, what an awesome video. And I'm so proud that I was able to push myself on this video, but also push BMX, and like, I am so grateful for that. But once again, guys, go to the description in this video, propsbmx.com. You guys can get a bunch of different kind of prop stuff on there. The box set is the best deal you could possibly get. Like, honestly, if you can get your hands on that box set, like, you are going to have so much amazing riding videos to watch. Like, it's gonna last you an eternity. And I'm just grateful for Props for all they did for BMX over the years, and just very grateful I was actually a part of Props BMX myself. So guys, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.